The winter meetings are upon us. Why aren't we calling it the Nashville hot stove? They're in Nashville. The Rangers might be active. They might also take a big nap. I'm going to talk about what I think the Rangers' needs are, who we might be targeting, and who we might be trading away here next on the Texas Rangers Clubhouse. Hey there, my name is Jeff Bates of the Texas Rangers Clubhouse, where we talk about the Texas Rangers, the winter meetings. Again, why aren't we calling it the Nashville Hot Stove League? Right? It's in Nashville. It's the hot stove, Nashville hot. It's a thing. I have some opinions, right? Who are we going to target? Who may we trade away possibly? What are our needs? Let's get to all of it now. Let's start with the Rangers' needs. I think we have some now. We just won a ring, so we're in better shape than, by definition, everyone else in the league, but we'd like to run it back, wouldn't we? What do we need? Well, the bullpen was bad most of the year. Yes, it was great in October, and that's why they get a ring. Let's be real. The bullpen stepped it up. Same for Arizona, by the way. Both bullpens not good all year long. We need to improve our bullpen. Chapman is a free agent. Do we resign him? We'll get to who the free agents that I think we might target are in a minute. But we need bullpen help regardless. Who's our closer? It might be Scorsese, it might be Leclerc, it might be some guy who's not on the team yet. Who is the middle? We really have a lot to add in the bullpen. We need arms. We need that big time. We also need a DH. Mitch Garver, probably the main DH, wouldn't you say, last year? Likely not to return. Likely going to be a big bat somewhere else. He did really, really well this year, especially in prime time. And I think he'll cash in much like Jordan Montgomery will. I think that he'll go someplace that he can catch more. Jonah Heim's going to be our lead catcher, which means we need a DH. We need a DH big time. Now, our outfield is interesting. Is Wyatt Langford ready for prime time? I think he probably is. Is that rushing him? Maybe. But I think he's ready. He mashes. That gives us 4 outfielders who are major league ready, if I'm right there. And there's some other options at DH, but I think we need bullpen help, and we need a DH, and we need a backup catcher. Is Austin Hedges coming back? Is Mitch Garver coming back? I think neither of them come back. I would love to have Hedges back, by the way. Jonah Heim had a big workload last year. We're going to need someone who can catch 40 to 60 to 70 games next year, and that's assuming health from Jonah Heim. We need a backup catcher. So bullpen help, DH help, and a backup catcher. I would add to that, we need a corner infielder, somebody who can play third base and first base. Now, that might be Zeke Duran. It might be, but I don't think it is. I think we need somebody to back up Nate Lowe. I like Nate Lowe. I could see them upgrading there. I really could. That might be a place that we get a surprise at first base. The dude won a Silver Slugger and a Golden Glove over the past 2 years. What more could you want? I think he gets not enough respect, Nathaniel Lowe. That said, we need a backup. We do. Who's the backup first baseman? I'll wait. Is it Zeke Duran? I think we're in trouble there. So I think the bullpen, the DH, a backup corner infielder, and a backup catcher are our needs. Now, let's talk about trades before we get to the free agents. Who might we have as trade chips? Well, I think the obvious two are 2 minor leaguers, Justin Foscue and Jonathan Ornelas. They both are 4A guys. They've done everything they can do in the minor leagues, and they're probably ready for the major leagues. Are they superstars? I don't know. I think they're obvious chips to get traded. Why do I say that? The infield's fine. Whatever happens at first base, Nate Lowe or better is fine. Simeon's going to be there for a long time. Seager's going to be there for a long time. Josh Young's going to be there for a long time. So the infield is fine, much like the outfield, by the way. So where do Foscue and Ornelas play? For somebody else. They do. Now, are they going to bring back a huge return? No, but they are major league ready ball players that I think might get flipped in a trade or two. Also, JP Martinez and Dustin Harris, 2, I'll call them 4A minor leaguers. Just JP Martinez, high draft pick, very highly touted a few years ago, kind of disappeared and then came on like gangbusters, frankly, and had a really nice couple of weeks for the Rangers. Then he dropped off the face of the earth. Him and Dustin Harris are both outfielders. Now, let's talk about it. Evan Carter, right? Tavares, Garcia, Langford. That's already one more than we need. Even if one of them is the DH, which I don't think is likely, but even if one of them is a DH, there's real no place long-term for Martinez or Harris. A lot of people are saying we might trade away Tavares. I don't think that happens. I think he's way more valuable than the contract we're paying him. I think he'll be staying here. Frankly, he should have been an all-star last year. Did he tail off last year in the second half? Okay, he did. But he had a really, really good year, and I thought he was great in the postseason, especially defensively. And then two more names to be traded away potentially, Josh Smith and Zeke Duran, basically are shortstops when Corey Seager wasn't there. So we would need a backup shortstop in that case, and we'll talk about who we might be acquiring. But again, the 6 names I'm throwing out there, Foscue, Ornelius, JP Martinez, Dustin Harris, Josh Smith, Zeke Duran. None of them are superstars. None of them are future Hall of Famers, but all of them are Major League ball players that I think we'd get some return on. Now let's talk about the free agents. Here's the list, not the list that I think we're going after. Here's the list of free agents that are going to make a lot of noise between now and the opening day. Ohtani, Yamamoto, Bellinger, Matt Chapman, Blake Snell, Eduardo Rodriguez, Marcus Stroman, Giolito. Giolito is a top 10 free agent, and he was cut twice last year. Jordan Montgomery, Kevin Kiermaier, Rhys Hoskins, Josh Hader, Young Ho Lee, Lourdes Gurriel, Heimer Candelario, Harrison Bader, Jorge Soler, Jock Peterson. I think a grand total of almost none of them are coming to Texas. Now, should Ohtani come to Texas? He probably should. The tax situation, the way he hits here, and the likelihood of winning, to me, would be the reason he should come here. All points to no. Everybody is saying no. All the Twitterverse is saying he's going to be a Cub, he's going to be a Dodger, he's going to be a Blue Jay. I think it's the Dodgers or it's the Rangers. I don't think I'm homering it. I don't know anything. I don't have any information like these MLB insiders had. But if he wants to get a big contract and play in a great place that you can grow and live a nice life and win, I would come here. But what do I know? Everybody thinks the Dodgers are the 99%ers. A lot of talk on the Blue Jays. I wouldn't be surprised. I would be ecstatic. I wouldn't be surprised if he came here because I think he fills our need. I really, really do. We need a DH. I think he fits perfectly. And he mashed here. It just makes a lot of sense to me. But it seems likely that he's going to the Dodgers. The Twitterverse is all the Twitter about him going to the Blue Jays. I think it's the most likely he goes to the Dodgers, but I still think he should come here. Will Yamamoto come here? No. Will Bellinger come here? No. I love Bellinger. First of all, I love Yamamoto. I hear good things. The video I've seen, he looks great. He's not coming here. He's going to get paid big time somewhere else. Bellinger's a great player. I like him. He plays great in center fielder. He plays great at first base. I think he's going to get way more than he deserves right now because I think he's not the MVP that he used to be, and I don't think he's the player he was last year. He's not as bad as he was for the Dodgers either. It doesn't make sense for him to come here. Matt Chapman makes no sense because he's a great third baseman and we don't need one. Blake Snell, I love him, the personality. I don't like what he does to your bullpen. He'll go sign somewhere else. Eduardo Rodriguez, maybe. I don't think so, but maybe. Marcus Stroman, please no. Giolito, could have had him. He was DFA'd twice last year, so I'll stand clear. Monty, Jordan Montgomery. I think everyone thinks he's coming here. I don't. I hope I'm wrong. I would love to have him back, but I think he's going to get paid with a capital P. Kevin Kiermaier is a stud, one of the best defense, probably the best defensive outfielder in my lifetime. Makes no sense for us to go get him. No, thank you. Rhys Hoskins kind of does make sense. As a DH and a backup first baseman, he would fill both of those. I don't think we're going to go get him, but I wouldn't be hurt if he came here. Josh Hader makes a lot of sense. I don't think it's going to happen. I think he's going to get paid way more somewhere else, and I don't like the idea of paying huge contracts to closers because they disappear pretty quick. Young Ho Lee, I'm not going to pretend like I know a lot about. Lourdes Gurriel, I can't say his name very well. He could fit for us. He could be that backup first baseman, third baseman, DH. I don't think it's going to happen, but he would fit. Yammer Candelario, same kind of thing. He's a quarter infielder, could be the DH. I don't think it's going to happen. Harrison Bader makes no sense to me at all. Jorge Soler and Jock Peterson could both be our DH. I don't think it happens. Here are the names that I think the Rangers will be targeting, and it's 10 names. In free agency, I think they'll be targeting Josh Hader. I don't think he signs here. I think he signs somewhere else. I'd love to have him. Seems like a little bit of a weirdo. Didn't love that he didn't want it. He told San Diego that he wouldn't go more than an inning. Didn't love that. He's got some weird stuff in his background, but he's a flamethrower. That sinker ball is weird and hard to hit. I'd love to see him in the back of our bullpen, but I don't think it happens. Justin Turner, I think, is probably a large need for us, and it makes a lot of sense. I'm not going to say I think he's going to come here. I think it's likely that he comes here, though. Justin Turner could be our DH. He could back up at first base. He could back up at third base. It makes a lot of sense. He's a winner. He's great in the clubhouse. Yes, I've got a Dodger bias. I've always rooted for the Dodgers. I'm a big JT fan, and he makes a lot of sense. Honestly, if I could tell you there's one name on here that I think we're going to get, I would have to pick him. He would be the one that I think is most likely to be a Ranger. JD Martinez doesn't make as much sense as I hear other people saying. Just a DH. He's not the backup first baseman, third baseman that JT could be, but he does mash. I could see it happening. I don't love the idea of it, but I've heard it. We need to talk about Clayton Kershaw because we do that every year, don't we? I don't think it happens because I don't think he's going to sign anywhere. I think he retires. If he plays, he's 99.9 going to be a Dodger, but I don't think it makes a lot of sense. Was he effective last year? He really was. He was probably a top 20 starting pitcher last year, maybe higher than that. But as per usual, the last few years, he doesn't throw you much more than 120 innings. He's been hurt, and then he's been hurt, and then he's been hurt. He's one of my all-time favorite players. He is a great guy. I would love to have him be here. He is here. He lives here. I'm a huge, huge, huge fan of the man. I'm a fan of his foundation. I love Clayton Kershaw. As a fan, there's no one I'd rather have here. As somebody who wants the Rangers to win and somebody who watches baseball, I think it makes no sense. I think he retires and or he goes back to the Dodgers. But if I was wrong and he came here, I'd be ecstatic. Jordan Hicks, this is a weird one. He was almost DFA'd at the beginning of last year. He also could be one of the best closers in baseball. The guy is filthy. He throws the ball illegally fast. He's amazing. I would love for him to come here. I hope they're targeting him. In the same vein, although he'll turn 35 in, I think, June next year, Hector Neris makes a lot of sense. I would love to poach him, get him in our bullpen. I think he's a great arm. Again, older, maybe on a shorter contract. Gary Sanchez, in that whole we need a DH backup catcher thing, he's a Mitch Garver. He would be Mitch Garver. He actually was really good defensively last year. The Yankees used to hate him for his defensive skills. He was really good as a Padre. I didn't see it. I didn't expect it, but I saw it once he was there in San Diego. And he would fill that Mitch Garver role pretty nicely, in my opinion, if he came here. Seth Lugo. I've always thought he was underrated. I love Seth Lugo. He's got one of the best curves in baseball. It's Adam Wainwright. Good. That's as high as praise as you can give to a curveballer in the modern era, in my opinion. Could he be a starter for us? Yes. Could he be a bullpen piece for us? Yes. Could he be valuable and help us get to the playoffs again? Yes. I love the idea of getting Seth Lugo. This name I almost don't want to say out loud, but Aroldis Chapman kind of makes a lot of sense to bring him back. Hope it doesn't happen. Not a fan of his. Loved how hard he threw the first couple weeks we got him, but he is who he is. He is who he has been the last few years. We got lucky. We dodged some minefields that had a big Aroldis Chapman on the back of their jersey. I don't want him back. I think they're going to consider bringing him back. I hope I'm wrong. And the last name of the 10, Shohei freaking Ohtani. It just makes sense. Shohei, did you know you pay no state tax here? Did you know that? Did you know you could be a DH here? Did you know we're not California? Did you know we're going to win? It makes so much sense to have Shohei come here. Number 1, Hader. Number 2, Justin Turner. Number 3, JD Martinez. Number 4, Kershaw. Jordan Hicks is 5. Hector Neris is 6. Gary Sanchez is 7. Seth Lugo is 8. Aroldis Chapman is 9. And the unicorn, number 10, Shohei Ohtani. Those are my 10 free agents that I think the Rangers should be targeting and will be targeting. Who do I think comes here most likely? JT, Justin Turner, and Jordan Hicks. I think those two are the most likely names to come here. We talked about the Rangers' need, bullpen, DH, backup catcher, backup first baseman. We talked about people I think we might trade away. And then we just talked about all the free agents, well, most of the free agents, and my top 10 to target for the Rangers. What say you? Let me know in the comments. Who do you think they're going to target? Who do you think is going to sign here? Where do you think Ohtani's going to end up? Do you like my JT idea? Do you think Chapman comes back? I want to hear all of it. Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Have the best day ever. I can't wait for the Nashville Hot Stove League, right? The GM meetings in Nashville. They start today as I recorded Sunday, December 3rd. And I think they run through Wednesday or Thursday. There's going to be a lot of news. I think there's going to be tons of news in Major League Baseball. I have my doubts the Rangers are going to be very active. I hope I'm wrong. What say you? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Have the best day ever. Go Rangers. Bye for now.